Chill. Yeah. M16.
This is unbelievable.
Brr. Weazel. You don't really wanna miss Weazel news. We keep the city on they P's and they Q's, cause they know we pull up with them cameras and shoot. We tell the truth so you don't get confused. You don't really wanna miss Weazel news. We keep the city on they P's and Q's, cause they know we pull up with them cameras and shoot. We tell the truth so you don't get confused. Hey. Shout out to my boss, Baron. You know that man make it happen. He got our foot up in the damn door, and now the whole team taking action. We got pictures on whether you can chat with Cheddar. Hit me for your music needs, who gon' do it better? And you can catch Travis on a rash report, or catch me going live with the facts from the source. Ari is a newswoman, plus you with the force. Man, the whole Weazel staff, we on top, check the score. Editors, producers, all going hard. Don't make us pull up with them cameras in your front yard. Weazel.
In America's cities and towns today, flags will be placed on graves and cemeteries. Public officials will speak of the sacrifice and the valor of those whose memory we honor. I have no illusions about what little I can add now to the silent testimony of those who gave their lives willingly for their country. Words are even more feeble on this Memorial Day, for the sight before us is that of a strong and good nation that stands in silence and remembers those who were loved and who in return loved their countrymen enough to die for them. Yet we must try to honor them, not for their sakes alone, but for our own. And if words cannot repay the debt we owe these men, surely with our actions we must strive to keep faith with them and with a vision that led them to battle and a final sacrifice. Our first obligation to them and ourselves is plain enough. The United States and the freedom for which it stands, the freedom for which they died, must endure and prosper. Their lives remind us that freedom is not bought cheaply. It has a cost. It imposes a burden. And just as they whom we commemorate were willing to sacrifice, so too must we, in a less final, less heroic way, be willing to give of ourselves. Each died for a cause he considered more important than his own life. Well, they didn't volunteer to die. They volunteered to defend values for which men have always been willing to die if need be, the values which make up what we call civilization. And how they must have wished, in all the ugliness that war brings, that no other generation of young men to follow would have to undergo that same experience. As we honor their memory today, let us pledge that their lives, their sacrifices, their valor shall be justified and remembered for as long as God gives life to this nation. And let us also pledge to do our utmost to carry out what must have been their wish, that no other generation of young men will ever have to share their experiences and repeat their sacrifice. Earlier today, with the music that we have heard, and that of our national anthem, I can't claim to know the words of all the national anthems in the world, but I don't know of any other that ends with a question and a challenge as ours does. Does that flag still wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? That is what we must do.
And we're live in 5,
Four, three, two, one.
Live on Weazel News 14 Studios. This is your Monday evening Memorial Day weekend live special from the studio. Your host, Davis, Dick Dashley, and Michael Lopez. How you doing, guys, on this fine Memorial Day?
Welcome, welcome. Doing well. Hopefully, everyone is doing as well as we are this Memorial Day, spending times with your family, working if you had to, spending time just to think about those who have served for us. It's not all about the hot dogs and how many fireworks you can set off. Really thinking about those who have done quite a lot for us. Uh,
Exactly, and just thinking about this day, I know a lot of people, um, you know, it's the party weekend, um, but if you actually knew the meaning behind what this day meant, um, I guarantee half of the Americans wouldn't be doing what they do. So, um, for me, it means a lot in remembering of my family who's lost I've lost so many people in wars, friends in wars, and so today this weekend I spent a lot of time reflecting on what that flag really means, and I'll get into that a little bit later with the tribute. But uh, yeah, this you know, ask yourself the question: what does a flag mean to me?
Absolutely, absolutely. How are you doing this evening, Dick?
I'm doing pretty good. I hope everybody else is doing real good.
Doing well, doing well. Awesome to hear. Definitely awesome to hear. Yes, we're all doing well over here. It's been a pretty decently busy day or well day and week in Los Santos. A lot has
Yeah,
happened.
yeah.
A lot has happened. I know earlier in the week we had a big showdown on Cayo Perico where military did have a sting operation to take down the cartel in Cayo Perico, and I believe that was very successful for our military. We are still waiting to hear a word from military officials, but it was quite a show. I've heard you know, lots of ammunition and lots of, you know, really, grueling and heroic things happened that day. So,
Yeah, I've heard there was
absolutely.
a lot of ammunition, a lot of illegal firearms,
Yeah.
possibly some drugs was shut down from coming into the city from Cayo Perico
hmm
thanks to our military action that day.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. There's a lot of stuff going in and out. But as I said, everything did seem to, make its way in the end where, everything was resolved successfully. And those who were needed to be taken into custody were taken into custody and flown off from the island and such. And I know that there is going to be a little bit of rebuilding happening a little bit on the island, because I know at the mansion and at the airfield, it was quite a little bit of assault attack on the ground there. But our our well wishes are with the crew that is cleaning that up and doing rebuilds there. Absolutely,
Exactly.
absolutely. And I know we had a lot of other stuff happen this week. Who wants to talk about that a little bit? A little bit about that.
I'll let
Go
Michael
ahead,
start
Dick.
off on that first.
All right,
Okay.
wonderful.
Yeah. So a lot, like I said, lots that happened. I know there was some stuff going on Thursday night, I believe. I don't know. We can get in. I don't know.
Uh,
Sky. And I remember that happened Thursday,
yeah,
but Uh, Saturday was kind of a busy night. There was uh, a lot of uh, fights, I guess, and I think someone killed somebody up at the
mhm,
casino. There was a fight uh, over at the Irish pub um, because someone tipped over one of the Reaper's motorcycles and
uh,
threw threw up all over it. So there
ooh,
was a fight broke out from that. Um, Nothing was pressed. I don't know how the subject is doing. I didn't get with law enforcement about that, but it was a really busy night Saturday. A lot of tow calls, a lot of teasing, busyness. I think a couple vehicles broke down, so total was on their
Yes.
hands. So it was a fun Saturday night.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yes, a lot of a lot of good stuff happening. I know there was a mental patient call. I know our Captain Rico in the SHP had a interesting night being on the same block for most of the evening on the 2 hour evening. So
I do
definitely
know that
quite the
2 hours, we spent there and all that fun stuff. It didn't seem like it was 2 hours. I feel like it was like a 30-minute dash to the race at the end of it.
Absolutely. I know we had a few mental patient calls that evening. I know there was a nice call with a alien character or someone who thought they were an alien for it being a mental patient call. And then I believe there was another call, like you said, at the casino, and a few prostitution calls that got taken care of. That evening, I know Dink was out and about looking for some action that evening, along with some bicycle patrol that we had out. A few car stops were done by patrolmen, so definitely an awesome thing to see that out on the street and not just our Elio in vehicles. Nice little change we had, change of pace. I know Granny Swag actually messaged into us, and she wants everyone to know that she's okay. She unfortunately did get attacked on Vinewood Boulevard on over the weekend, but she is doing better. She's doing okay, and she has made a full recovery and is doing well and looking to get swaggy again in the near future. So she she left her phone number here at 800 get swaggy with me. So if you want to call that up, let me I'll let you guys do that all on your own. So yes.
Weezer News is not responsible for what may or may not happen across some phone lines. Disclaimer.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Yes, yes, yes. Of course.
Yeah, I'm getting a report in my ear. Don't forget about Sharp knocking O'Connor off his bike.
I know, that was a, definitely a big, opportunity of that night when, Sharp made a little bit of too much of an aggressive turn, and, O'Connor may or may not have fallen off his bike into a tree, but he was fine. He, little cut, and he was a little Hello Kitty bandit, and he was all perfect and fine. But hey, I
Are
mean,
we
at
sure that
least
Troop? Are we sure that Trooper Sharp wasn't drunken on a bike? I mean, that is,
no, Trooper Sharp was not drunk on a bicycle, but hey, at least Trooper Sharp and Lieutenant O'Connor were agile and athletic enough to get out on those bikes because none of the other law enforcement offered. So it was a nice change of pace for them, even though you know yeah. Even though that happened, but he was fine. He lived, so
hey,
he's
Tess, you
fine.
might want to look into this. Just as a heads up. I'm teasing.
He was fine. He was fine. But yeah, no, a lot of other things happened that evening as well. I know later in the evening, as you said, there was that bar fight. Um, and I believe they had there was a call in that evening where someone was, I didn't get the full description of the call, and I'm still waiting to hear from 101 who is Keith Wilson, but there was someone found in the trunk of a car, and we don't know the status on that male or female, but we're waiting to hear from the city office to see if we can get more information on that call to make sure that person is okay and thriving.
Yes,
Absolutely, absolutely.
hopefully.
Yes. Are we listening to any music this week, gentlemen?
Yeah, I've been listening to a lot of like just preparing myself again for this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of patriotic music. Um,
Awesome.
just trying to get my mind into the season of remembering,
Mhm.
America. I know, this weekend, Memorial Day, literally in less than a month, a month and a half, is literally a month, literally almost, 2 months away, or less than that, is July 4th weekend too. So it's
Mhm.
like, back to back kind of holidays where the
Yeah.
flag stands. So just kind of that's kind of what it's to. It's just getting into that groove of uh, America, representing America.
Absolutely. Absolutely. What about you, Mr. Nick?
I've actually been just listening to the good old '90s music lately. I've been on my '90s music kick. I just some of this new music coming out in the city lately. I just haven't
Mhm.
been able to get into, and the '90s music just speaks to me. I guess I'm at that child of the '80s and the '90s. I think that's the best time the music came out was in the '90s.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yes, I mean, of course, we have our, our Miss Booty Rocks is still out there making out some music. I know that there's a new artist on the rise. Her name is Jessie Murphy, and she's coming out with quite a few hits over there on TubeU or BoobTube if you want to go and check that out. Got some good stuff. Also, Dylan, I'm going to mess up this name, but Dylan Corgine has been putting out some really good content on BoobTube as well. So definitely go and check them out if you have not already. Awesome, awesome. The weather this week is going to be beautiful sunshine, and maybe a little bit of rain in the later in the week. But hopefully it does stay nice. And again, remember that these weather predictions are based off of the current timestamp. And if anything, it is off weather-wise later in the week. Weazel News is not turning you in the wrong direction. We are simply just showing you what is on radar for the moment as predictions come in. Absolutely, absolutely. Do we have any
Because
businesses?
at any time that weather change. I'm sorry, was there
No, no,
Sky?
absolutely no. Go ahead, Nick. Go ahead.
Yeah, as at any time, that weather can change. Short of getting snow in the city, but yeah, there's always a possibility we could get a random snow shower here in the summertime. As crazy things go on around the city.
Mhm. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Speaking of sun, I know we originally on Saturday we were supposed to get a bit of a visit from Sergeant Longrod, but he unfortunately was not able to come out. He got some sunburn in his booty shorts, and we all know how that turns out. When you get sunburned all up in there, yeah, not a very good, pleasant, comfortable experience. So I think he decided to take the night off there. But we wish him luck in
Yeah,
his
there's probably some
recovery.
things got roasting there.
Yeah, yeah, chestnuts roasting on an open fire, if you will. So we do hope he feels better soon and can get back on his bike again. Because we did miss him out here with us on Saturday. Absolutely, absolutely. Do we have any businesses that we'd like to highlight this week, gentlemen?
Well, I would like to highlight up there, out near the docks. There is a meat processing plant. It's been providing some of the quality meats to our fine city lately. It's changed hands several times in the last few years, but I took a tour through there Saturday night after the wonderful time we had up in the city, and there's some quality meat just being processed and slaughtered and cleaned up for our fine city to dine on. So, yeah, if you get a chance, say thank you to all the butchers that work up there in that meat processing plant.
Absolutely, absolutely. What about you, Mr. Michael? Do you have anyone in mind?
Uh, mine is kind of simple. I mean, we recognize them every week, but again, the fine cities, the fire department, the law
Mm-hmm.
enforcement, the tow drivers, the city of San Andreas. Everybody that has a part in the city, the dispatchers, so on and so forth. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Without you, we couldn't. We wouldn't have, um, the city. The city wouldn't be safe. So without you, we would
Absolutely.
be a mess. So thank you.
Absolutely, absolutely. And my business this this week would be the great taco trucks that we have within the city. Taco. Attack a Taco is their names. We have some pretty good drivers out there doing some taco business. So definitely go hit up a taco joint. Only 1 out of 5 of them have given anyone food poisoning, so hopefully you choose the right one so that doesn't happen. But if you don't
Uh,
get food poisoning, they're all good. But then again, poisoning is part of the experience sometimes,
well, one
so
out of five. That's some pretty good odds.
those are some pretty good odds, aren't
Yep. I mean, I agree with that.
they? Absolutely, absolutely. Definitely. I mean, the tacos aren't great, you know. They got deep fried tacos and soft shell tacos and the whole slew of tacos. So definitely go with nacho bowls. So definitely go with checking them out. And for recognizing our people of the week, do we have anyone that we'd like to recognize? Gentlemen, anyone in mind?
I know I'm just gonna recognize, our off troops who didn't make it home from all the
Absolutely.
previous conflicts. That's just the ones I really want to recognize the most.
Yes.
Yeah, and
Uh,
I'm gonna go along the same lines that I want to recognize the men and women, and not only our troops, but our police officers and firefighters who didn't get
yes.
home at the end of their shift as well. You know,
Yes.
if it wasn't for our soldiers keeping our country safe, our firefighters and police officers keeping our city safe, you know, we wouldn't, our country wouldn't be free. So, let's Memorial Day weekend, you know, for those who uh, gave attention to that flag, remember those people.
Mm-hmm.
Remember what this country really stands on, and what the thing what the flag means, which I'll go into here in a second. What the flag means.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, and in the in the words of Abraham Lincoln here, honor to the soldier and sailor everywhere who bravely bear his country's cause. Honor also to the citizens who care for his brother in the field and serves as best as he can. The same cause honor him less only than him who braves for the common good the storms of the heaven and the storms of the battle. That was by Abraham Lincoln. And as you were, I'll let you kind of go into the rest of the tribute here, Michael.
Yeah. So the flag. So my tribute is this year is I said in the beginning, I like to honor all the men and women who, uh, you know, military, whatever the sixth branch you served in. If you didn't make it home, police officers, firefighters, doctors, nurses, healthcare workers, they have lost their lives over these last, especially over these last few months, from COVID-19 or just, um, you know, that. But I also want to recognize our teachers, who keep our children safe in schools. Um, thank you for all your help, all your diligence in working with our children. Police officers working with our cities, firefighters keeping our homes safe, from fires and all that stuff. And then our soldiers for protecting our freedom. Uh, there's the saying of the flag, and I learned this so many years, but the white and the white, the red and the blue is the blood, sweat, and tears of our fallen Americans who have fought for our country. And so I'm gonna leaving with this is just remember, keep that in mind. What that flag means. It's the blood, sweat, and tears of every fallen American that has worn the American flag draped over their caskets as they lay to rest every night.
Absolutely, and all of our thoughts are with those and the families back home and stuff like that. Some people who have made it back home, thank you so much for your service. The families who, allow their family members to go you know, into these places to help the country, their country, our country. You are all incredible. I can say so many things. But definitely thank you from the bottom of our hearts and America's hearts. And you make a mark on the world, no matter where you're from, what your background is, what your you know how much family you have. Nothing the work that you do out there and the work that you do back home. Once you come back home, you're not forgotten. You're here, and you deserve education, you deserve housing, you deserve a home wherever you know may live here. You deserve all of that, and you deserve to be respected. And you're important. Are important. A lot of people come back and you hear about people becoming homeless or something like that. So there's always help and people around you to help. So definitely go check out any veteran organizations if you do know somebody in that circumstance, because their life matters, and you deserve to you know be be respected and honored.
Yeah, you may be gone but not
Absolutely.
forgotten. So just kind of go with that. You may be gone but you're not forgotten. So just kind of, it means a lot. Even what you said, Sky is,
Mhm.
just always keep that back of your head. You're always there in our hearts, no matter
Mhm.
where, you know, what background you come from. So,
Mhm.
um, thank you, everybody, from the
Yes.
bottom, like I said, like I could repeat it, from the bottom of our hearts. Like,
Absolutely.
I mean, I've been through it so many times in my life, from family members to watching someone die, watching a
Mhm.
Marine die right in front of me.
Mhm.
So I know the loss people have. So our thoughts and prayers are with you and your families through this time as you grieve on these
Mhm.
days.
Yep. Absolutely. I mean, and even if somebody isn't, the headline in, because everything these days is all about being, headline on the news, headline in a magazine. Sometimes it's not all good, but even the things that are headlining, sometimes people want that grab for attention. They're like, okay, well, if I'm not gonna be, on TV, or if I'm not gonna be on the radio, if I'm not gonna be on a live stream, they feel like then what they do doesn't matter. But heroism doesn't always have to happen in a burst of glory. Sometimes small triumphs and large hearts change the course of history more than something on the screen
Exactly.
does.
Exactly.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Dick, you
So
want to add anything to Dick? To the Dick?
No, I think y'all summed it up really well tonight.
yes, I know Michael and I are preaching over here. no,
Sorry,
but
Dick.
no, but
It's all good. Y'all
it's
got me.
worth.
Y'all doing so good. Y'all got me in my feels over here. I'm all over here just trying not to tear up thinking about everything.
Aw. Uh, yeah, no, but everybody, you all matter, and we can say so many other things, but absolutely,
Yeah.
and
I
our,
don't know how you want to do this, but this came to my thoughts is if we want to take a moment of silence, just silence our mics for a second, chat can silence for a second, and then reflect on what that flag means, for like ten
absolutely,
for like 10 seconds, please.
and thank you for that
Yeah.
moment of silence,
Yeah. Thank you guys.
absolutely. Absolutely. But I think that'll cover everything for this evening that we had to share. Make sure you guys actually, were there any sports this evening, Michael? I don't believe so.
Not that I don't think there was
All
anything
right.
that just prepared that June 25th, I believe it is.
Yes.
Is the second annual triathlon. Bike run or bike swim bike is what it was posted. Which is
Bike.
auto. So it has to be corrected. It's gonna be run, bike swim run or
Yep.
swim bike run. But
in
Yeah,
some order.
Yeah.
it's somewhere in that order, but yeah.
Yeah, there may or
But
may not have been a typo, and that was
yeah,
like so
sorry.
big.
Our editors in the back room did a big typo on the invitation, but it's supposed to say run, swim, bike, run, but it said bike, swim, bike. So we will correct that shortly. We apologize for that, and we'll get that back out there and repost it. But mark your calendars for July 25th. That's probably the only sports we
Absolutely.
have for the second annual Cuffs Triathlon.
Absolutely, absolutely. So it has been a pleasure to but thank you so much for joining us this evening on this Day edition. We do hope you guys enjoy and get in the flex today and have a wonderful Memorial Day with friends, family, those around you. Maybe you just wanted to hang out on the couch, whatever have you. As long as you have thought about that and I mean, you know what? We absolutely have loved having you hang out. You are absolutely the best, and we wish you had an absolutely amazing evening. Um, and we hope that,
Absolutely.
and we hope you absolutely join us
Absolutely, guys.
next time because it will be absolutely amazing. Um, and now you have about $10. Um, but we do thank you all so much for watching. My name is Sky Davis. Next to me is Dick Dastardly, and also next to me is Michael Lopez. And it is our pleasure and our honor to be able to speak each week for the great citizens of Los Santos and the Kuffs community. Kuffsgaming.com if you do want to enjoy the server with us. In the left top hand corner, Kuffsgaming.com. In the right, join that Discord to be able to have the opportunity to join us. I believe that the whitelists
The
are
applications are
back
open.
open at the moment for civilian, but definitely make sure that you're in that Discord so you can be the first to know about everything that we have coming up and be the first one to know about our approved streamers and really enjoy the server and what's coming up with us. Rye will be live on Tuesday, followed with Ace on Saturday. So hopefully you all have an amazing night and join us for those nights. And we will see you all on the next one. Good Memorial Day to you. Good Memorial Day weekend. And we will see you on the next one. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. Have a happy summer.
Tastes like strawberry. cheddar. Hit me for your music needs, who gon' do it better? And you can catch Travis on a rash report, or catch me going live with the facts from the source. Ari is a newswoman, plus you with the force. Man, the whole Weazel staff, we on top, check the score. Editors, producers all going hard. Don't make us pull up with them cameras in your front yard. We